ربي أهانن كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما وتحبون المال حبا جما كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان وأنى له الذكرى يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد ولا توثق وثاقه أحد يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي ينقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. Inshallah, we'll remember the Imam of our time by a short dua, inshallah, reminding us first and foremost the connection to the Imam and our allegiance to the Imam, inshallah, the Imam of our time. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم رب نور العظيم ورب الكرسي الرفيع ورب البحر المسجور ومنزل التوراة والإنجيل والزبور ورب الظل والحرور ومنزل القرآن العظيم ورب الملائكة المقربين والأنبياء والمرسلين اللهم إني أسألك باسمك الكريم وبنور وجهك المنير وملكك القديم يا حي يا قيوم أسألك باسمك الذي أشرقت به السماوات والأراضون وباسمك الذي يصلح به الأولون والآخرون يا حيان قبل كل حي ويا حيان بعد كل حي ويا حيان حين لا حي يا محيي الموتى ومميت الأحياء يا حي لا إله إلا أنت اللهم بلغ مولانا الإمام الهادي المهدي القائم بأمرك صلوات الله عليه وعلى آبائه الطاهرين عن جميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها سهلها وجبلها وبرها وبحرها وعني وعن والدي من الصلوات زنة عرش الله ومداد كلمته وما أحصاه علمه وأحاط به كتابه اللهم إني أجدد له في صبيحة يومي هذا وما عشت من أيامي عهدا وعقدا وبيعة له في عنقي لا أحول عنها ولا أزول أبدا اللهم اجعلني من أنصاره وأعوانه والذابين عنه والمسارعين إليه في قضاء حوائجه والممتثلين لأوامره والمحامين عنه والسابقين إلى إرادته والمستشهدين بين يديه اللهم إن حال بيني وبينه الموت الذي جعلته على عبادك حتما مقضيا فأخرجني من قبري مؤتزرا كفني شاهرا سيفي مجردا قناتي ملبيا دعوة الداعي في الحاضر والبادي اللهم أرني طلعة الرشيدة والغرة الحميدة وأكحل ناظري بنظرة مني إليه وعجل فرجه وسهل مخرجه وأوسع منهجه واسلك به محجته وانفذ أمره واشدد أزره وعمر اللهم به بلادك وحي به عبادك فإنك قلت وقولك الحق ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس فأظهر اللهم لنا وليك وابن بنت نبيك المسمى باسم رسولك صلى الله عليه وآله، حتى لا يظفر بشيء من الباطل إلا مزقه ويحق الحق ويحققه، واجعله اللهم مفزعا لمظلوم عبادك وناصرا لمن لا يجد له ناصرا غيرك، ومجددا لما عطل من أحكام كتابك، ومشيدا لما ورد من أعلام دينك وسنن نبيك صلى الله عليه وآله، واجعله اللهم ممن حصنته من بأس المعتدين، اللهم وسر نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وآله برؤيته ومن تبعه على دعوته، وارحم استكانتنا بعده، اللهم اكشف هذه الغمة عن هذه الأمة بحضوره، وعجل لنا ظهوره، إنهم يرونه بعيدا ونراه قريبا، برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. العجل يا مولاي يا صاحب الزمان، العجل يا مولاي يا صاحب الزمان، العجل يا مولاي يا صاحب الزمان. اللهم صل على Muhammad وآل Muhammad. Ya Allah, protect us from the evil that's happening in this world in our time today. May Allah protect our parents, our families, our youth, our sons, our sisters, our daughters from the fitna that's around us. And may Allah give us the ability to treat each other with the best of respects and the best of rights that we have upon each other, just like our Imam al-Sajjad had taught us in al-Sahif al-Sajjadiyya, the book. There are rights upon not only human beings, but there's rights upon our own organs, there's rights upon the plants and everything that you can think of, inshallah. So may Allah bless each other and live through the lessons of Ahlul-Bayt. Inshallah, my brother Ghayur Haidar will recite a salam in the honor of the blessed Ahlul Bayt, and our condolences first and foremost to the Imam of our time on the passing away, on the Shahadah of his forefather, Ali ibn Hussein, Zainul Abidin. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات. ये सोचता हूँ कि आबिद का हाल क्या होगा, ये सोचता हूँ कि आबिद का हाल क्या होगा, असीर हो के वो जब शाम में गया होगा, असीर हो के वो जब शाम में गया होगा, ये सोचता हूँ। सुना है शाम में जाते ही खून रोने लगा। सुना है शाम में जाते ही खून रोने लगा। न जाने शेम्र ने उस वक्त क्या कहा होगा। न जाने शेम्र ने उस वक्त क्या कहा होगा। गले के तौक ने आबिद को क्या झुकाना था। गले के तौक ने आबिद को क्या झुकाना था। वो अपने खोए हुए लाल ढूंढता होगा। वो अपने खोए हुए लाल ढूंढता होगा। वो जुल्म देखे हैं सज्जाद ने हुसैन के बाद। वो जुल्म देखे हैं सज्जाद ने हुसैन के बाद। मुझे यकीन है कि अब तक भी रो रहा होगा। मुझे यकीन है कि अब तक भी रो रहा होगा। वो याद करता तो होगा वतन की शाही को। वो याद करता तो होगा वतन की शाही को। बहां को दफन जो परदेस में किया होगा। बहां को दफन जो परदेस में किया होगा। जो गौर कीजे तो आबिद बशर नहीं लगता। जो गौर कीजे तो आबिद बशर नहीं लगता। मेरे ख्याल में दुख दर्द का वो शाह होगा। मेरे ख्याल में दुख दर्द का वो शाह होगा। ये सोचता हूँ। सलावत।
और Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala. It's a poem in English that I wrote on Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. O Sajjad, what makes you weep day and night? The empty houses or the women's plight? The Muslims slaughter no animal whose thirst is not quenched, but for Hussein's throat a dagger entrenched. Jabir, what has brought you out from Medina to see the sons of Mecca and Medina? Here the petals of Ahlul Bayt have scattered. On the sands of Karbala, this house shattered. Zainab cries out loud, "Oh my brother, I have come to see you. Oh my brother, Ya Aba Abdullah, no day is like your day. This day Muhammad, Ali and Fatima have passed away." Jabir, your running to the grave of Hussein is like the Prophet running to embrace Al-Hussein. O companion, this walk of yours is the sunnah of Muhammad to circle around Hussein, the son of Muhammad. Our lives revolved around you, O Hussein. Your mission, your battle is ours, O Hussein. As Zainab stood firm after you, O Hussein, we stand firm with our Imam, O Hussein. What drove Jabir from Medina to Karbala has driven us from our homes to Karbala. We inherit Jabir's heart full of Karbala, the passion to turn our lands into Karbala. I heard that Sajjad cries day and night, tears of blood on the face of light. O people, my father's body was left without a shroud, his headless body with his veins exposed out. By the body of Hussein that was trampled, by the head of Hussein on a parade. O Sahib Zaman, come see us today. We are the only ones that pledge to resist evil Hussein's way. The struggle of Mehdi is from Hussein. The mission of Mehdi is from Hussein, the flag bearer of freedom and justice. We will join you and never leave. Trust us. O Sajjad, what makes you weep day and night? The empty houses or the women's plight? The Muslims slaughter no animal whose thirst is not quenched, but for Hussein's throat a dagger entrenched. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Jazakumullah, rahmallah wa alaykum, mashallah. Every time, whenever I hear my brother Asif speak, it moves, alhamdulillah. It moves the heart, and that's what these beautiful words should trigger the heart and really realign, compass our spiritual, moral compass, inshallah, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And just a few, we'll have a couple minutes, just a few short lines, and then we'll, our respected brother and Sheikh Zishan Ladha is amongst us, and we'll commence with the Shahadat Majlis, inshallah. And in the honor of Imam al-Sajjad, as you know, Sahif al-Sajjadiyya, this few lines are by the poet Nouri Sardar, and it's labeled My Treaty of Light, My Treaty of Rights, the rights that we have upon ourselves and our fellow members. And the poet says, just as I've taught you, everything has a right, yet which were fulfilled with my own father's plights. I've written a treaty, answered me tragedy, Hussein, ya Hussein. I've taught you that each and everything has a right, and everything is precious in Islam's sight. And now for my words, with my patience I fight. They laughed at my words, set my treaty alight. They laughed at my book and they burnt its pages. They laughed at my book and burnt its pages. And now the head of my rights a spear raises. I wrote them poetry, answered me, tragedy, Hussein, ya Hussein. I begin speaking of the rights of a child. You must advise him and his character mold, and show him how he's a part of you in this world. If thirsty, don't let water from him be held. Oh, listener, I've seen children thirsty. The life from their eyes, thirst had been taken away. I told them, let them be. Answered me, tragedy, Hussein, ya Hussein. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد رب اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. May Allah bless our parents. May Allah strengthen our iman, that we learn a few pages from Sahif al-Sajjadiyah, because this is the greatest gift to Islam and non-Muslims. We call humanity that should follow Islam. This is the lessons of Islam are from this book. Alhamdulillah, we have amongst us, can you let Sheikh say Ghayur? We have amongst us, alhamdulillah, our brother, our speaker, Sheikh Zishan Ladha. He's a student, Hawza Qom student. He's doing his bachelor's in education. Education and Islamic sciences, alhamdulillah. So inshallah, with the honor of this majlis, with the honor of Sayyidah Zahra, with your loudest of salawat, I'm going to request our speaker, inshallah, to bless this majlis. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa al Muhammad. Inshallah, Surah Al-Fatiha for your and our marhumin, the marhumin of the sponsors. Inshallah, for all Surah Al-Fatiha, tasbiq as-salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Okay, so on.
Everyone take a few steps and come closer, inshallah. We'll make it a blessed majlis, inshallah, with your attendance. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Please recite another salawat. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Salamun alaykum. So I will first mention what my topic is. I believe it's very important for all of us. And it is reassessing our beliefs and our worldview. So it's a aqaid topic. It's related to our beliefs. Inshallah, with time you will find out why it's very important. So everyone has a belief, whether you're a Muslim, so for example, you would believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the angels and all the prophets, the imams, ghaib, akhirat, barzakh. And if you're Christian, so you would believe in Jesus, Mary, you would also believe in God, and also there is a hereafter. Even if you don't have any religion, you actually have a belief. And it is because of these beliefs that we have that it shapes our thinking and it actually influences our decisions. So the beliefs are the motivating forces behind our actions. And we may take a moral stance because of our beliefs, or we may take a political stance because of our beliefs. The fact that today you are attending this majlis means that you feel that there is something worth learning, or you even believe that you may need to reassess your worldview. So, the beliefs are the foundation of our worldview. What is a worldview? It is the way we perceive this world. It is the collection of beliefs, values, and judgments. It is the motivation behind our actions. So, for example, if I was to pose a question, what is our purpose in life? Depending on which worldview we have, it will affect the answer we give to this question. What is our purpose in life? And the worldview is formed by information and knowledge that we possess and that we have adopted. Salawat. Thank you. Okay, so worldview can be broken down into two general categories. These two general categories, they are contrasting with each other. So the first worldview is the materialistic worldview. And the second worldview is the Islamic worldview. So allow me to expand. The materialistic worldview believes only in this physical world. There is no spiritual, metaphysical world. It doesn't believe in God. It doesn't believe in angels. It doesn't believe in prophets. It doesn't believe in the hereafter. It doesn't believe in the soul. It believes in this physical body that you see right now. And this materialistic worldview is prevalent right now. It is very common to see it. The materialistic worldview also believes that death equals game over. You become part of the earth and it's finished. You cease to live. The main source of knowledge for the materialistic worldview is actually science. By science, I mean mathematics, physics, biology, chemistry. It believes that this is actually the real knowledge. Anything outside of science is not considered real knowledge. Remember, we're talking about the materialistic worldview. And when you have this worldview, you are after freedom. Okay? Why are you after freedom? Because you believe that this life is the be-all, end-all. Like sometimes they say, you only live once, right? Make the most of it. When you have this worldview, you are attracted to pleasure and you are fleeing from pain. Some, not all, commit even crimes and they can be even evil. And there are some with this materialistic worldview, they actually serve humanity. It is not always the opposite of Islam. They are not always after fame, money, the opposite gender. Please recite a salawat. Okay, now let's talk about the Islamic worldview. As I mentioned, they're contrasting with each other. But they do have things that are common. The Islamic worldview does believe in the physical world, the one that we live in right now. But in addition to that, it believes in the metaphysical world. It believes in God. It believes in all the prophets. It believes in our imams. It believes in the angels. It believes in barzakh, and it believes in the hereafter. The Islamic worldview has a strong standard of morality. It knows what is good and it knows what is bad. These things are clear cut. Why is it clear cut? Because it's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator. On the other hand, if you notice and if you think about it more, the materialistic worldview has unclear boundaries. Some people might say this is really good, while others might say that very same thing is very bad. There is a wide spectrum of things that are acceptable and things that are unacceptable. And this can create confusion. It's coming from man, not God. Now let's go back to the Islamic worldview. We know the details of how to live our life. We know what to do in every situation. What is good? What is bad? What should we do? What should we not do? The Islamic perspective is after growth in the human being. We want to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We want to please Him. We know also what is to the detrimental or what detriments our growth. So when you don't do your wajibat, and instead you do the haram, this destroys our growth. Please recite the salawat. Now, I will be comparing these two worldviews, and we will come up with the first scenario, or the first example. What is our purpose in life? It's a very important question. If you think about it, we should be able to answer it. But it depends on what worldview do we believe in. The materialistic worldview, which believes only in this physical world, while the Islamic worldview believes in the physical and the metaphysical. So now, let us look at these two worldviews, how they would tackle this question. The materialistic worldview, when it looks at the purpose of life, okay, it believes this. Humans are like animals, but more developed. Our ancestors were monkeys or other animals. But now we have more consciousness, greater abilities. That's it. Death means game over. You only live once. So what is the result of this materialistic worldview? The result is that we are focused on pleasures, comforts, and profits. Why should we experience pain when we have this worldview? We don't believe in God. There's no hereafter. There's no accountability. We don't have any religious rules to follow. I want to be free. So the focus is only on this physical world. But don't get me wrong. There are some who are kind and they want to serve humanity. But once again, this is a limited view, because it's limited to this physical world. There is no greater motivation behind their actions. they do it because it feels good. Please recite a salawat. Okay, now let's look at how the Islamic worldview would answer what is our purpose in life. So we have the soul, and we believe that we do live after death. So the focus is not only on this world. We are after perfection. We want to see closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are willing to bear pain for a temporary time, this world. Why? Of course, because we have much greater, everlasting pleasures and benefits waiting for us. So we can get a bit uncomfortable, experience pain, if we know there's something else waiting for us at the other end. So what is the result? With the Islamic worldview, we have balance between this world and the next. Now, please don't get me wrong. Some might maybe think that, this world is unimportant. No, don't get me wrong. This world is supposed to be a means, a bridge. It's a tool to the hereafter. But it shouldn't be the goal in itself. You see, this is very important. This point is very important. So let me give you an example, a real example that happened to me. Did I come by camel from Toronto to Kitchener? Of course not. I came by car. And right now I'm using a mic and a tablet to speak to you guys. So I'm using it as a tool. I'm not saying that we should completely, not get involved with this world. And why would we compromise on the eternal benefit of the hereafter for just a temporary benefit that might even just last a minute or two, or even more, depending on what benefit we're thinking about? It doesn't make any sense. Please recite the salawat. So, with the Islamic perspective, and when we think about the purpose in life, we remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we do zikr. We see death as a positive, not in a negative, depressive way that death means it's game over. We don't think like that, or we shouldn't think like that. We are careful with the choice of words. We are careful with the actions. Why? Because we do not want to displease Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Islam is okay with us enjoying this world and having pleasures, but not at the expense of the hereafter. I want to build my hereafter. I want to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are after what? We are after perfection. Salawat. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you another scenario. Now, why I want to give you scenarios is because I want us to see how this helps in our day-to-day life. Sometimes we ask, how will this material help me in my day-to-day life? So the second example is it good or is it bad to watch any movie? Here the key is any movie. If we have the materialistic worldview, we want to get entertained, we want to enjoy. We will follow, or we might follow the worldly rules, okay? We don't want pirated movies or, we don't want to steal because we might get in trouble. Or we might also, with the materialistic worldview, we might also give importance to our body, right? So, if it affects my sleep schedule, so I won't watch maybe movies till late at night, or if it affects my eyes, because I believe in the doctor or the science, then I will limit the amount that I watch. Or if it affects my work schedule, right? Tomorrow is a working day, then I will not stay up till late and watch any movie. And one of the reasons is because we have death as a game over, right? So we need to maximize the pleasures in this world. So the result will be that we will enjoy watching many movies with a lot of happiness. Now let us look at the Islamic perspective. Should we watch any movie? See, entertainment is okay, but it has to be halal. We will be filtering the movies. Are these movies going against my values, against my beliefs, against my worldview? The Islamic worldview, by the way. And does it have any foul language? Does it have any indecent interactions? Does it have any haram music? Does it encourage me to do crimes? And the list goes on. The result is that we will be selective of the movies. We will even avoid some of them or many of them. We will even hate watching those movies. We will not attend cinemas that only show these kinds of movies. Here it's only. Please recite the salawat. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. And now I am going to give you a third scenario that inshallah we can apply in our lives. The third scenario is this: how should I choose my career? Please recite salawat. Okay, the materialistic worldview is going to say, do what you love and love what you do. You need to pay your bills. Okay, it shouldn't harm your physical body, and it should not be illegal. And I need my pension. Let's not forget pension. It needs to have a good reputation. It needs to be convenient. I can't work out in the heat in the summer. And now let us look at the Islamic perspective. How would you choose your career? First and foremost, we need to know what is halal income. The career that I choose has to lead to halal income. Another question that I may ask myself if I have the Islamic perspective is it beneficial to the Muslim community? Not everyone should become doctors and accountants. We need other professions. We need to strengthen our community. And also, we want to hasten and strengthen the zuhur of our living Imam. Please recite the salawat. And of course, we can also add this, that we want to choose a career that will help our family. Okay, so now we are going into difficult territory. You can say uncomfortable. I mentioned 3 scenarios. One was, what is our purpose in life? The other one was, should we watch any movie? And the third one was, how do we choose our career? You see, we need to reassess our worldviews. Because our actions and our decisions, they reflect our beliefs and our worldviews. After we act, after we make a decision, we need to reflect what was the motivation behind that. And if we discover our worldview, we are able to assess, do we strongly believe in Islam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You see, we may be Muslims, and we may even have religious names. Hassan, Hussein, Ali, Fatima, Zainab. And by the way, I believe that we should also recite a salawat for the parents who chose beautiful names for their children. Please recite a salawat. Do we really live like our role models? Do our actions and decisions, do they really reflect my belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? We may be Muslims, but we may live the way a non-Muslim with a materialistic worldview lives. And this can be a very disturbing discovery. And some of us may even think there's nothing wrong with that. And one of the reasons, there are many reasons, it's not just limited to one, or two of the reasons is because we do not have firm belief in Islam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or we have a lack of understanding of Islam. So we can think further. Do we live according to the materialistic worldview or do we live according to the Islamic worldview? And we can summarize that we need to assess our decisions, we need to assess our actions. What do we value? What is important to us? Is it in line with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says or not? Do we believe in the deen or do I have a weak iman, faith? Salawat. Okay, now we can ask ourselves, how does a worldview form? You see, worldview is based on the knowledge that we have and that we have adopted. It can happen through active learning, so for example, reading or attending a course or a lecture. Or it can happen subconsciously, listening to the news, going through the feeds in social media, or even listening to conversations. This can be subconscious. And then when we adopt and accept, and this can be correct or incorrect knowledge, this turns into our beliefs and into our values. It forms our worldview, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. And why is this important? Because it affects our actions and it affects our decisions. So the source of knowledge needs to be reliable. Please recite a salawat. So we can ask ourselves, should man or should Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala determine our worldview? And then we have another terminology that is also linked to worldview. It's called ideology. A useful ideology must be based on a world conception. So there are certain philosophers, they have claimed to have discovered the way to be happy and unhappy. They say that our own intellectual power and will is enough. But tell me, which two philosophers have found unanimity in their opinion? Which ones? In the way that we should live our life. You see, man himself and his capabilities and potentials are unknown. If you ask any human being, how do you make man happy? It will be difficult to get concrete answers. If man himself is still unknown, then tell me, how can man define the happiness of a society? You see, man is a social being. His social life creates thousands of problems for him. Man cannot select his way independently of others. His duty should be clear in every case. His happiness should go hand in hand and not obstruct his society from reaching perfection and happiness. What further complicates the matter is the fact that we have the eternal soul and we don't have enough experience about what's happening in the hereafter. That is why there is a need for an ideology, or you can say a comprehensive and harmonious system whose fundamental aim is for human to reach perfection and happiness for all. We need to know, this system needs to define what are the fundamental principles, what methods should be used, what are the do's, what are the don'ts, what are the requirements, what are the solutions, what are the responsibilities, what are the obligations. It should be a source of inspiration for all individuals. Please recite salawat. And if the great machinery, the creator of human being, if it has not left any details out, such as this eyebrow, for example, how can it leave something so essential uncared for? It doesn't make sense. You care for this, but you leave us without any worldviews, without any ideology to live our life? Doesn't make sense. When one is truly sticking to an ideology, it means that that person has faith in it. It cannot be imposed by force or followed out of convenience, nor does it demand submission. An ideology does not demand submission, it demands faith. It has to be accepted and assimilated. And a useful ideology must be based on a world conception that is convincing and allows contemplating. And there needs to be two things in ideology. It needs to have conviction and it needs to have zeal. What do I mean by zeal? Like a great amount of energy. These are the two basic elements of faith which go hand in hand and remold our world. So an ideology requires the kind of conception of the world which may answer the basic questions concerning the universe as a whole, not just part of it. And it has to be eternal, and it has to be a reliable conception. Please recite a salawat. A perfect ideology can be proven intellectually and logically. There should not be any ambiguity. It means that it is easy to act upon this ideology. And what does it do? It gives meaning to life. It is inspiring. It makes its cool, attractive. And its human and social goals become sacred. This leads to strong admiration, and people are ready to do sacrifices for it. And man is not only accountable to himself, but also to society. So now I want to wrap up this subject. I don't want us to become hopeless. Okay, actually it's a big sin to become hopeless. I am here to wrap up this subject. We have all here gathered, and it might be because we want to attach ourselves to Imam Hussein alayhi salam or Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. As a community, we are here to commemorate. It shows that inside us, we are paying attention to something that is non-material, the ghaib. You over here realize that there is more than just this materialistic world, than all these worldly pleasures. And we need to build on this. You have already taken a big step. And now we have to have the ability to step forward and get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Salawat. So tonight is the Shahadat of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. There came a time when Bibi Zainab saw Imam Sajjad alayhi salam on his camel. He was on the verge of losing his life. She quickly left the holy body of her great brother Imam Hussein alayhi salam to quickly rush and offer her condolences and encourage Imam Sajjad alayhi salam to be patient. She said, I saw you were on the verge of losing your life. What happened? Imam Sajjad alayhi salam replies, my dear aunt, these cowards, it is as if they didn't believe that we were Muslims. They buried their own dead people, but the bodies of godly good doers were left on the ground unburied. Bibi Zainab says, my dear nephew, it will not remain like this. Here a flag will be raised, a shrine will appear, and our lovers will gather here. What must be happening in Medina? It was very difficult for Imam Baqir alayhi salam to bury his father. He gave him the ghusl. With his blessed hands, he put his father's head inside the grave. But Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, he had to identify bodies in Karbala. Does this body belong to Aun? Does it belong to Qasim? Does it belong to Ali Akbar? And there was a body that was hard to identify. He said, is this the torn body of my oppressed father, my Hussein? He buried his father. Normally, you put the right part of the face against the earth. But here, there were ripped veins of his father put on the earth. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Matam ya Hussein.
फिर फातिमा के घर में फर्श अज़ा बिछा है, बीमार करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। फिर फातिमा के घर में फर्श अज़ा बिछा है, बीमार करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। फिर फातिमा के घर में फर्श अज़ा बिछा है, बीमार करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। करबो बला का ज़ख्मी यसरब में चल बसा है, बीमार करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। ज़ेरे कफ़न भी उसकी आँखों से खून है जारी, याद आ रही है गुर्बत सज्जाद को बदर की। रोज़े से मुस्तफ़ा के ऐलान हो रहा है, बीमार करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। फिर फातिमा के घर में फर्श अज़ा बिछा है, बीमार करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। बाकिर से कह रहा था सादात का घराना, पहलू में ना जाके मैयत न लेके जाना। पहले भी एक जनाजा घर वापस आ चुका है, बीमार करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। फिर फातिमा के घर में फर्श अज़ा बिछा है, बीमार करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। अब तो मदीने वालों तुमको सुकून रहेगा, रोएगा और फातिमा के घर में फर्शे अज़ा बिछा है, भाई मारे करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। ताबूत से लिपट कर कहती है कोई बच्ची, जिंदान से है आई भैया बहन तुम्हारी। आंखें तो खोल लो अब, सर पर मेरे रिदा है, बीमार करबला का ताबूत उठ रहा है। या हुसैन 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 या हुसैन। कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, 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 कहता रहा ज़माने से। रिदाएं छीनो ना, रिदाएं छीनो ना लोगों मेरे घराने से, वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से। सवाल आब पे सोने पे उसके रोने पे, सवाल आब पे सोने पे उसके रोने पे, वो मारते थे, वो मारते थे सकीना को हर बहाने से, वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके। कहता रहा ज़माने से खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से बुलाए के सरहबास को मदद के लिए, बुलाए के सरहबास को मदद के लिए, वो बेरदादी, वो बेरदादी झिझकती रही बुलाने से, वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से सुलाया जाता था बेहोश करके दुर्रों से, सुलाया जाता था बेहोश करके दुर्रों से, जगाया जाता था, जगाया जाता था बेको ताज़ियाने से, वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से सुलाया जाता था बेहोश करके दुर्रों से, सुलाया जाता था बेहोश करके दुर्रों से, जगाया जाता था, जगाया जाता था बेको ताज़ियाने से, वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से 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 वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से, कहा ये गंज शहीदा में बाप के सर ने, कहा ये गंज शहीदा में बाप के सर ने, मुझे सकीना, मुझे सकीना बुलाती है कैद खाने से, वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से, रिदाएं छीनो ना, रिदाएं छीनो ना लोगों मेरे घराने से, वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने से वो खून रोके, कहता रहा ज़माने
हुसैन या थोड़ा सा ऊपर या हुसैन रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा। सब जवाब दे। रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम। तू शहनशाहे दर्द है, तू शहनशाहे दर्द है, बतला रही है शाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम। तू शहनशाहे दर्द है, तू शहनशाहे दर्द है, बतला रही है शाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने मुश्किल थी बड़ी वो घड़ी, दरबार में ज़ैनब खड़ी, शबीर के लब पे चढ़ी, सजाद ने पहनी कड़ी, दरबार यजीदी के, दरबार यजीदी के, दर्जे थे दरोबाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम। मस्तूरों में एक मर्द है, गैरत से चेहरा जर्द है, करबल की जमीन गर्द है, ज़ैनब का दिल में दर्द है, रोता है सर झुका के, रोता है सर झुका के, करता नहीं कलाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, हम रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम। ज़ैनब पुकारे बेवतन, भाई मेरा है बेकफन, कर दे उसको ही दफन, मेरे हाथों में बांधी रसन, हाय कैसे सुना होगा, हाय कैसे सुना होगा, बीमार ने पैगाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम, रोने के लिए। एक दफा मातम उठा दें अलविदाई, मातम मातम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद, मातम, तू शहनशाहे दर्द है, तू शहनशाहे दर्द है, बतला रही है शाम, रोने के लिए काफी है सजाद तेरा नाम।
أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Surah Al-Fatiha for all our mu'mineen, for our Sayyid, for everyone. Surah Al-Fatiha تسبق الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.